Hi everyone, and welcome to the Hockey Man for my very first NHL 22 video. Today we're going to take a look at some NHL 22 player ratings that I found interesting, and we're also going to start off my HUT team. I hope you're enjoying the goal horn videos. I know I enjoyed making them and still watch them here and there, and I hope you're enjoying them as well. So we're going to start off with the Anaheim Ducks, a team I'm not too familiar with. I'm based out in the East, so I'm not, I can't really watch this team every night. So two players that I took note of. Trevor Zegras at 82 overall. I think it's warranted. He's only 20 years old, but he's going to be obviously offensively inclined, but also a great chance for him with obviously Ryan Getzlaf just below him. He used to have that number one center spot. Could be Zegras' this year. So a great opportunity for him. Obviously, Jamie Drysdale also going to be compared to Jake Sanderson, who's not in the game because he's still in college. But at 80 overall, I think that's pretty fair. Offensive defenseman. We'll go take a look at the goaltenders. John Gibson, 89 overall. He's got the X Factor as well, which is very nice for him. And we'll move on to the Arizona Coyotes. So first off, this team is might sink very hard this year, or it might just be very mediocre. Obviously, the main concern is the veterans such as Shane Gostisbehere, Anton Strawman, Ryan Dzingel. When these guys are in your top six, you're not looking too good, in my opinion. It'll be interesting to see how these guys respond given their experience. They're also playing with some talent with Nick Schmaltz, Clint Keller, Jacob Chychrun as well. And in net, I mean, it doesn't really get much better. Carter Hutton, who came off a one-win season through 13 games and 8.85 save percentage with the Buffalo Sabres. So not too promising in goal. And we'll move on to the Boston Bruins. The key thing here is that perfection line. I think 91 overall apiece is perfect. Look out for David Pastrnak netting 40, maybe even 50 goals this year. I think Boston's going to be electric with guys that can really provide in the bottom six, such as Eric Haula or Nick Foligno. Another guy to keep in mind is Jake DeBrusk, rated at 81 overall. He's looking for a bounce-back season to prove himself once again. He's only 24 years old, but he's been rumored in trade talks before with the Boston Bruins. It'll be interesting to see how he responds. I think he's got the offensive gift, and he should be good this year. Linus Ullmark at 85 overall is very nice for me too. I think that was a great pickup by the Boston Bruins. He kind of carried that Buffalo team last year. 9 wins through 20 games, 917 save percentage. You can bet he saw a bunch of pucks last year, backed up by Jeremy Swayman, a pretty darn good prospect there too. Move on to the Buffalo Sabres, who we're just talking about, and the two guys that really stood out for me. Obviously, you have the Jeff Skinner in there, Kyle Okposo, but Casey Mittelstadt at 77 overall. I'm not sure why he dropped this year. I thought he's a good skater. He's not a game breaker, but he can move around pretty well. And I thought he's warranted a higher overall than 77. Still 22 points in 41 games with the Sabres isn't too bad. And Tage Thompson as well, a big body who skates well. Also a decent shot, 76 overall, maybe a little bit low. But you can bet that Buffalo is going to struggle this year. In net, if I can open the right tab here, got a beautiful tandem with Craig Anderson, Aaron Dell, the cheapest tandem in the league. So, I mean, I wish Andy the best. I hope he wins every game this year. And for Calgary, we'll go take a look first off at Sean Monahan, who is not an X Factor player. 85 overall. I thought it was a little bit low. The three guys above him aren't too bad in my opinion. And you go down the line, Blake Coleman, he's a rock, 82 overall. I think it should be a little bit higher than that. 17 goal, or no, that's a couple seasons ago. We'll go take a look at last season. 31 points in 55 games. Not too shabby for Big Blake Coleman. And then also Markstrom in net at 88 overall. I think it's pretty fair how one of my buddies say that he should be a little bit lower. I disagree. I think he's got a big presence in net, moves extremely well. He just opens up a little bit here and there. 88 overall, pretty fair in my opinion. We'll go take a look at the Carolina Hurricanes. Sebastian Aho headlining this one, 89 overall, not too shabby. Martin Necas at 85, still 22 years old. I think he's going to take a major leap this year. Jordan Staal, 84. He was a horse in the playoffs last year. 8 points in 11 games for the Canes. Very impressive on his part. Veteran player, now 33, turning 34, I believe. Talk to Niemi, that's good. Bear, I like that. D'Angelo, no comments. Derek Stepan, former Senator. He was injured last year for most of the season, but very underwhelming in the games he played, so not too surprised there. We'll take a look at the goalies. Freddie Anderson, 87. Ranta, 84. I like to see a kind of a middle ground, so I put Anderson at 86. I know he's a little bit injury prone, so it's hard to catch him when he is not injured. But Ranta, I also think that his athletic abilities are underrated, so I'd put him at 85 at least. And now the Chicago Blackhawks, obviously Patrick Kane leading the way with a franchise medium potential, 92, very nice. Seth Jones, 86, feels like he's been in the league forever. He's only 26 years old, but I'd put him a little bit higher too. He is an X-Factor player though. Jonathan Toews, 86, he's a little bit low. We'll go take a look at the depth players. Adam Gaudette, 80 overall, I like him. Kara, not a bad player either. Andrew Shaw, obviously injured, out with injury, placed at 70 overall. In net, I believe Fleury won the Vezina last year, 90 overall. That's perfect. Lankinen could be a little bit higher. He really carried the bulk of this Hawks team last year, 909 save percentage, 17 wins in 37 games. For a rookie goaltender, that's very nice. So, yeah, I put him maybe a little bit higher, but overall, Hawks looking pretty good. We'll start with the goalies for the Colorado Avalanche. And first up, Darcy Kemper, potential Vezina candidate this year. I mean, he's playing behind a stacked Avalanche team. Once again, nothing new there. And I think he could really provide them some solid goaltending down the road. 86 overall, not too bad. Could be 87. No surprise, McKinnon is a 93, leading the way. Sam Girard, 85. He is an X-Factor player as well, which is a little bit interesting. You can even argue Makar a little bit higher, like an 89. I know Pietrangelo this year is an 89, so you can make that comparison there. I think Makar is just that much more mobile on the back end. And then you get the pair of 20-year-olds here, Bowen Byram and Alex Newhook, 79 overall. Not a bad rating. You can expect that to go way up either this year or for sure next year. For the Columbus Blue Jackets, I was a little bit underwhelmed here. Jack Roslovic, Max Domi, two guys that can provide some offense and be effective while doing it. 83 overall for me. Roslovic is much too low. I mean, when you consider a guy like Nyquist at 84, I'm not going to debate those three forwards right here, but Roslovic should be in that category as well, along with 85 overalls, in my opinion. And Max Domi, haven't seen a whole ton of him, but I put him at 83. I don't know why he kind of stayed there. I'm pretty sure it was 82 last year. And there you go. I'll go take a look at the goalies. Korpisalo at 82 overall. That's a little bit low in my opinion. I mean, he did set the record for playoff saves, I believe, a couple year back. So, yeah, that speaks to his abilities. In goal for the Dallas Stars is Ben Bishop. We have a trio of veteran goaltenders. If Bishop stays healthy, 85 overall, I can absolutely see that. Khudobin maybe a little bit low at 83, and Holtby coming off a rough season with the Vancouver Canucks, 82, not too bad.
And we'll go take a look at the forwards. Tyler Seguin, I would probably rate him a little bit higher. I think his offensive upsides are that good. And you got to remember Dallas last year had a pretty difficult year. They started late because of COVID. Pretty sure they had a COVID outbreak mid-season as well. So they were on and off throughout last year, and it wasn't easy. A guy like Ben, I'm sure his overall suffered because of that as well. 85, he's the captain. I mean, he is on the wrong side of 30, so he might be slowing down a little bit. He's a big body, big heavy player, but still, I think a couple players got shafted here, notably the leaders on this team. Go take a look at the next team. And Dylan Larkin on the top of that list, 87 overall. This guy was really on an island last year, in my opinion. Not a whole lot of points to show for, but still, I think his rating suffered because of that. And you go down the line here. I don't know if Detroit's going to be able to do that much damage in the league this year. If they do, it'll be off the back of Alex Nedeljkovic, a good quality pickup. Calder candidate last year as well, and backed up by Grice. He had some solid numbers last year as well. And now we'll go take a look at the Edmonton Oilers, not the rookie goalies for the Detroit Red Wings or the Oilers. There you go. We'll start off with Connor McDavid, the highest rated player in the league, 95 overall. Can't really dispute that. Darnell Nurse at 87 was an interesting pick, an X factor as well. I know he played something like 15 minutes out of a 20-minute period against the Jets in the playoffs last year. So, you know what? I'd say give it to him just for that effort. So, he was outstanding. Zach Hyman at 84 overall, 100% on board with that. Could be a little bit higher. I expect him to be higher next year just because he plays with McDavid. He's going to pick up a whole bunch of points. Not sure how much Duncan Keith has left in the tank. So it'll be interesting to see how that dynamic kind of changes over the course of this year. Mike Smith in goal, 84 overall. That's fair. I mean, he had a great regular season. The playoffs, obviously not the way he wanted to end. He's also an X-Factor player, which is interesting. And now moving on to the Florida Panthers, we'll go take a look at Mackenzie Weegar. You know what? We'll start in goal. Sergei Bobrovsky at 85 overall. It was pretty fair. I mean, he's dropped off over the last couple of years since leaving Columbus, and Spencer Knight at 82 overall. Still has lots of stuff to prove, so I don't disagree with that. And obviously, Barkov, Huberdeau at 90 overall, not bad. Weegar at 85 overall. Absolutely warranted because of his playoff performance in the absence of Aaron Ekblad last year. And Sam Bennett, that's a guy that I thought that was interesting. 80 overall. Seems a little bit low in my opinion. I don't know. I'll take a look at his points here. 15 points in 10 games with Florida. I mean, he did have a great stretch with the Panthers. Obviously not ideal with the Flames, but his scoring ability, it just doesn't disappear overnight, right? I mean, you take a look at the shooting percentage, 6% compared to 15%. It's somewhere in that middle, and obviously it'll be fine in Florida. I think Florida's going to have a good team this year. For Los Angeles, I'll start off with Victor Arvidsson at 83. I think he's been 83 over the past couple of years, if not at least last year, I think. And I think he should be a little bit higher. I think he's got great speed. And yeah, I'd bump up his rating. Same thing with Dustin Brown. He really carried some of that offensive load for the Kings last year, a team that didn't score a whole bunch. So, I mean, for me, I would put him a little bit higher. In goal, we have Cal Peterson. Peterson or Pedersen? Let me know in the comments section. At 84 overall, it's fair. He still has lots left to prove. And Jonathan Quick at 82 overall, obviously not kind of a shell of himself when he won the Cups in 2012-2014. And for Minnesota, Kirill Kaprizov,
No issues with that whatsoever. I think he really carried that Minnesota team last year into the playoffs. He was dynamic, and 88 is a good rating in my opinion. Eriksson Ek at 85 is a little bit low, and also Jordan Greenway 83 overall. That's also a low rating in my opinion. I think these guys were dynamic in the playoffs against Vegas when they lost in 7 games. I think these guys were deserving of a little boost there. We'll move on to Montreal. For Montreal, Jeff Petrie, 87 overall. I think that's fair. He really carried that Montreal team to a certain extent last year. They have decent balance, but to get to the Stanley Cup Finals, you need that guy to stand out, and he did. I'm not a huge Habs fan, so it's full credit to his effort coming from a Sens fan. Nick Suzuki, 85 overall, not too shabby. I would, if he's getting compared to Bergeron, I probably place him as a two-way forward, not a playmaker. But 85 overall is fair. And obviously, lots of people are going to be talking about Cole Caulfield at 83. Maybe have him 1 overall higher. I haven't seen his offensive upsides, like shooting statistics or shooting stats. I guess that's the same word, but you know what I mean. So I'd probably give him a little boost, or at least hope for those stats to really pop when you take a look at his player ratings. For Nashville, 2 guys that really need to step up this year more than ever. I mean, I don't like the depth of that team. Is Matt Duchene and Ryan Johansson, 83 overall. I think that's fair. They don't put up a whole lot of points anymore, and that's a detriment to the Nashville Predators. Luke Cunnin, 81 overall. I think he should be higher. Pretty darn good skater with a decent finish. And in goal, we'll go take a look at UC Saros, 85 overall. I think that's his NHL series high, and I think he deserves full credit for that. I think he's been really good for Nashville. Really stepped in after Rene left. And speaking of goaltenders, Mackenzie Blackwood at 86 overall has looked really sharp, and I think that's a perfect rating for him. And this New Jersey team just overall just kind of feels bland. Ryan Graves could be a little bit higher coming out of the Colorado Avalanche regimen. But I find this roster just a little bit bland. The one guy that sticks out, obviously the young guy Jack Hughes, 84 overall. I would hope, just like Cole Caulfield, that his offensive ratings, such as shooting or skating, really pop up for him. For the Islanders, I found those ratings to be a little bit low. Anders Lee, the captain, being below Adam Pelech, Ryan Pulock. No discredit to their efforts. I would just put Lee a little bit higher. I don't know what his skating rating is, but I feel like he's a little bit better than an 85 overall. Anthony Beauvillier and JG Pajot, 2 French guys. I think they should be a little bit higher as well. 84 for Beauvillier, 83 for Pajot, especially after what they showed in the playoffs last year. And in goal, we have Semyon Varlamov and Ilya Sorokin. So kind of like the Canes with Anderson and Ranta, I would like to see more of a middle ground where Varlamov gets brought down to 86, Sorokin to 84. I think that would be the best middle. And we'll move on to the Rangers. Pretty exciting team this year with Adam Fox at 87. I was surprised how high he went. I think he's higher than Quinn Hughes. But I was surprised how high he went at 87 overall. But I think he's deserving of that. I think he put up a lot of points, and he's a great skater. He's got a decent finish. Great vision on the ice, so no problem with that. Alex Lafreniere, 82. Didn't put up a whole ton of points last year, but obviously he'll have a shot this year, and I think he'll make a lot of teams pay. And Barclay Goodrow, kind of a depth guy, I think should be maybe 81, 82. Decent skater, drives hard to the net. And if you go even deeper here, Keandre Miller didn't put up a whole lot of points again, but I think he was really good for the Rangers last year, and we're looking at a pretty solid team coming up this year. In goal, Shashirkin, no problem with that, 87. I think he's deserving of that. Ottawa, that's my bread and butter. I've seen that team night in, night out. I followed them everywhere, and I'll tell you exactly what I think about this. I'll go a little bit more in depth here. So Shabbat, 88. Absolutely. I think his defensive side of the game, I think he complicates things a little bit too much. So if there's one downside to his game, that's what it is. Brady Tkachuk, 85. Kind of hard to judge since he hasn't joined training camp. But for now, I think that's fair. Tim Stützle, 84. Absolutely. Sometimes I've heard on the radio the other day he's just got to keep things simple, which I think is a fair point. He's a flashy guy, can make skill plays like nobody's business, but sometimes the simple play, less is more, right? The simple play may pan out better. Josh Norris, a nice boost from last year as well, 84. He's electric. Connor Brown as well. I would even maybe put him 85. I mean, this team is not is close to playoff contention in my opinion, but they're still missing. They're still years off. Drake Batherson, 83. That's fair. Chris Tierney, 81. Yeah, sorry, Chris. I would probably put you lower. Just his reads aren't good in my opinion. Zaitsev, I'd probably put him at 80, but he was pretty good last year. He's also kind of a shot blocking machine for Ottawa. Artem Zub, I'd put him higher at 82, 83. He's excellent, underrated throughout the league in my opinion. Colin White, he fell off. I think he was 81 last year, went down to 80. That's fair. Brandstrom, he went up 2. His defensive side of the game is a little bit worrisome, but his vision on the ice and his skating is next level. So hopefully he gets a pretty regular shot or gets put in the lineup regularly this year. Nick Paul, I'd have him up at 81. He's kind of a Mark Stone 2.0. Obviously he doesn't have that same offensive upside, but he's really good at reading plays. Shane Pinto, hopefully he'll be the second line center because he's a great young prospect. Del Zotto, I'd probably drop him 1 or 2. Victor Mete, I'd put him maybe 79. He's a lot like Brandstrom in my opinion. Maybe lesser vision, a little bit steadier defensively. Nick Holden, he's been not too bad. He's a big body. I didn't realize he was 34, but he moves well for his age. And Formanton, that's one guy I'm really curious about to see his skating stats. Because you put him up in a race against McDavid. If McDavid stumbles, I guarantee you Formanton blows by him. So that's kind of a hot take, but not really at the same time, because you gotta watch this kid fly, man. 88 acceleration, 89 speed. It's getting better. I think he was like 88, 87 last year. So EA's taken note, but still nowhere near where his stats should be, in my opinion. So that's your 21-22 Ottawa Senators. In net, Matt Murray, 82 overall, based on his performance last year, is fair. But look out for a bounce back season. I think he'll be dynamite this year. So there's your Sens. I'm going to move on to the Philadelphia Flyers. Probably one of the better rosters in NHL 22. We'll start in goal as well. Carter Hart at 83 overall. I get he struggled last year. I don't know what his stats are. And if that's not good. But I would still put him up a little bit higher, 87.6. I didn't realize it was that low. But I think that's a little bit of tough luck on the part of Carter Hart, and I think he'll have a bounce back season. I'd put him up at least 84. Guys like JVR, Yandel, maybe a little bit too high. I don't know if did Van Riemsdyk really rejuvenate his career in Philadelphia since joining them. I'm not sure. Yandel was on the bubble in terms of scratch last year. Is he still at 85 overall? I don't think I would scratch an 85 overall player. So, I would maybe put these guys a little bit lower. And if anything, put Konechny a little bit higher. This guy is like a small Marty St. Louis with a scoring touch. So I definitely play on him. Farabee, another solid player. That is pretty good. But for sure, Yandel, JVR, not sure what to expect out of them this year. And Konechny, I think he'll be even better alongside with Couturier and a guy like Giroux. For the Pens, pretty simple. Crosby 93, Evgeny Malkin 90. No surprise there. Kapanen, I'd probably put him up to 84, 85. So he'll have to prove himself once again this year if he wants an upgrade. Guy like Tristan Jarry is going to be compared a lot to Matt Murray just because Matt Murray was part of the Penguins a couple years back. And at 83 overall, is he really better than Matt Murray? I don't know. So, I'll leave that one up to discussion. Even a guy like Casey DeSmith, was he better than Matt Murray last year? I'm not sure. So, I'll leave that one up for debate. San Jose Sharks are captain, Logan Couture at 86 overall. That's pretty fair. I find it's a pretty mediocre team. So a couple guys like Burns and Carlson could have their offensive upside, even Meyer, boosted. But this team's going to struggle again this year, I would expect. James Reimer in net for the San Jose Sharks as well. For the Seattle Kraken, I don't really have much of a comment to make here. It's a little bit like the Sharks, a little bit more depth. We'll just have to see how well they gel together as a team. In goal, though, is where it gets kind of interesting. Joey Decord got injured last year with the Sens. He should be at least an 80 overall. He was excellent when he played with Ottawa, and I suspect he was much of the same with Seattle so far this year as well. Chris Drieger, 84. Fair enough. And Grubauer, I think, even just for his size, I didn't know he cracked 6 feet. I thought he was 5'11". But 87 is probably a perfect rating for him. Moving on to the St. Louis Blues, a team that, a lot like the Flyers, they have a lot of high-end offensive guys and wingers. Guys like Perron, Tarasenko, Buchnevich. Tarasenko's back this year, so that's going to be a big boost to them. They'll be pretty exciting to watch. Jordan Kyrou at 83 could be a little bit higher. But this is going to be a very good team this year. Zach Sanford, obviously a member of the Ottawa Senators now. I'll probably drop him down a little bit lower too. Just on the defensive side of the game, I was a little bit disappointed. And speaking of defense, we'll go take a look at the last line of defense. Jordan Binnington, kind of a down year for him last year. 85 overall, not too bad. Could argue 86. And for the Tampa Bay Lightning, here's your first 90 plus. Go take a look at the skaters. Your second, third, fourth, Braden Point, you could argue 90 overall. I still think he has some time left to grow. I just saw that $9.5 million extension there. Good for him. He's going to get paid, and I think he rightfully so. But this is going to be another edition of a complete team out of Tampa Bay this year. From top to bottom, even adding a guy like Corey Perry, who almost carried the Habs, kind of like Petrie, but on the offensive side of things last year. So that'll be really interesting. Ross Colton, 75 overall, scored the Stanley Cup clinching goal. You could argue a little bit higher there. I think he's a good young player there. For the Leafs, it's a little bit of rinse, wash, repeat. Lots of 90s. Matthews, Marner, Tavares on the cusp. Riley, a little bit further off, but still on the cusp. I would argue William Nylander, at least an 88. And coming from a Sens fan, trust me, that means a lot. I think he's all kinds of dynamic. And then it tails off a little bit at the end. Alex Kerfoot at 81. That's an opportunity missed. That's probably the one guy I would upgrade the most out of the game so far, out of the gate. I think Alex Kerfoot's been severely underrated over the past couple of years. At 81, I'd have him around 84 at least. So, That's my take on the Leafs. I'm not going to spend too much time on that. Mrazek, Campbell, 84, 82. Not too bad. I mean, Campbell had one fantastic season last year. 17, 3, and 2. I mean, that's almost Andrew Hammond with the Senators type numbers. But I still think you need longevity in order to get to that 85 range. And I backed out. That's fun. Elias Pettersson at 88 overall. I like that. I think he is almost a franchise player in my opinion. Give him a couple more years. He is 82 or 22. A little bit of a difference in age there. And he's going to fill out, and he's going to score a lot of goals in the coming years. A guy like JT Miller, Quinn Hughes, probably give a +1 boost. Quinn Hughes, I get the defensive side and maybe not his forte right now. JT Miller's shown some offensive upside that Vancouver's been needing over the past couple of years, so I'd put him a little bit higher. And then in goal, if I can open the right tab, Thatcher Demko, 86 overall. I think that's fair. You could probably put a +1 on that. Put him at 87. And the Vegas Golden Knights, Mark Stone, Alex Pietrangelo, 89 apiece. Pretty darn good rating in my opinion. Alex Tuck could be a little bit higher. I think 84. He's missing some consistency in his game, but when it's there, he is a bull in a china shop. Chandler Stevenson at 82. That's a severe underrate as well, in my opinion. One of the faster players in the game at 85 acceleration and speed. I don't think that's really an accurate depiction of how he plays. And a couple more depth guys that I really liked in playoffs last year. Keegan Colasar, 76. He could easily be a 78 in my opinion. White Cloud, he could be an 80 in my opinion. I think he's got a couple seasons under his belt as well. And yeah, he could be a little bit higher. And last but not least, or actually, we got two more teams. We got the Capitals with Ovi again at 92. No problem with that. One of the better snipers in the game still. Don't have too much to comment about that. I think that's pretty solid in goal. Samsonov, 84. Again, not a bad rating. I think that's one of the more accurate ratings in the NHL 22 game to start anyway. And Hellebuck with the X Factor, 91 overall. Probably one of the best goalies in the game. Better than Price. Price is a 90. So yeah, again, the Winnipeg Jets, a pretty solid team. Pretty balanced. Ehlers, I would put him higher. 86 is a little bit too low. I think he can carry an offense as long as he's got a guy with like Scheifele or Wheeler who can get pucks. Ehlers can do the rest and really score some goals, so I would put him up to 87, if not higher. A guy like Dubois, we'll have to see what he has in the tank this year. Still 23. He's a young guy, just getting off a trade. I was surprised by Andrew Kopp being an 84. Obviously, I didn't catch all the Jets games last year, but Kopp 84 seems like a pretty big increase from last year. And last but not least, Logan Stanley at 75 overall. The guy who took out Thomas Chabot in the late stages of last season at 75 overall. This guy can skate for a 6'7" player, so I would put him up right around 80, to be honest. I think he's a really good player, and he's just coming into his own. So that'll do it for my thoughts and brief review of the NHL 22 player ratings. If you have any opinions, please feel free to leave a comment down below. And if I miss anything, also let me know. I'd love to hear about it. Without any further ado, let's get down to the Hockey Ultimate Team. Alright, so here we go. We're loading in Hockey Ultimate Team. Haven't created my team yet. Obviously, you know the game, or not the game, the name I'm going with. As soon as it loads up. Yes, sir, I've seen that before. Love how it actually looks like hockey cards too. You see that Mario Lemieux, Maurice Richard card. Very sleek. Looks like Upper Deck card or something like that. And we'll open up our starter pack. So Ultimate team created. Pretty excited here. Been a recurring customer. Sure, it wasn't all that obvious, but yeah, I should have a lot of gift packs, which always makes it a little bit more fun. And nice Suns logo. Should be my next logo for the channel. So I've seen a couple of videos. I've seen those videos. All those players are going to be pretty rough. I mean, 60 overall, but I'm not going to be touching them. I would presume not with all the other cards I get. We're into the silver now. Still in the in junior hockey. Oh, what was that? Erica Branson. I love it. He's a higher rated in HUT than he is in game. That's a little funny. All right, hopefully it's a McDavid here. That would be pretty sweet. Kyle Connor. I'm a big Connor guy, so that's good. That's awesome. Kyle Connor, fired up to have him. Austin Watson, Alex Formanton, Connor Brown. Let's go. I have no idea who our attendee is, but oh man, the boys are back. I mean, I can't believe we got Branson, but whatever. We got Kyle Connor. This is a solid start. 81 overall for Connor Brown. Went a little generous with him this year. All right, this is beautiful. What's my goal here? Head coach, no coach yet. Kevin Carr from the Grizzlies, ECHL. All right, let's get started here. All right, so I did a little digging yesterday, and I played a little bit as well. I got Jamie Benn 82, but turns out the X Factor packs and all that stuff, that only comes out on the 15th. I did get my loyalty packs yesterday, so we'll go take a look at that. I upgraded my team a little bit here and there. Got Jamie Benn out of a base pack, which is nice. Did not expect that either. I kept 24 packs that guarantee me a gold player per. So we'll dive right into that. I guess that's my first pack opening of this channel. Only took 20 or about 15 NHL games, something like that. So it's nice to finally get the first one on the board, you know. So we'll have an 81 overall choice pack here. Hopefully they go a little bit higher than 81. And they don't. Oh, I think Jack Roslovic. I was talking about him previously in the video, and he's sick. He's got some sweet hands, some pretty good speed on him too. I think that's a no-brainer. So Jack Roslovic, welcome to the team. And next up we have a players pack, so at least 5 gold players and 1 80 plus. So again, at this stage of the game, any kind of player is going to help me build my team. So any 80 plus, lots of NHL guys, that's good. Christian Dvorak, you know what, I'm not mad about that. Oh, Kevin Shattenkirk too, that's nice. But I think Dvorak's going to have a good year in Montreal this year. Again, coming from a Sens fan, I mean, it's gotta mean something, right? I think Christian Dvorak's gonna have a good year, and he's got a big body. He skates. I think his skating is a little bit underrated, so I think that's the number one thing that people don't take into account. We'll move on to the next one here. Yeah, I think that's a base pack, so not a whole lot there. Should have a gold player in there. There we go, Adam Gaudette, 79. I like Adam Gaudette. Maybe put him in the lineup. We'll see. We'll keep those choice packs for later. Let's go 1 gold player here. One hit wonder right here. Yes, sir. A guy I can't even pronounce the name, so I just can't. I could try. I'm a play-by-play broadcaster. You know that. Okay. 2 gold players. Let's get an Ovi here. Pull an Ovi. Oh, Charlie McAvoy. Okay, it's on Ovi. I won't quick sell like Bacon Country, but no, I'm not too mad about that. Out of a under 80 overall pack, it's not too bad. All right, another base. Got some coins. I'd love to see some power-up collectibles here. I think that'd be pretty juicy. That would take me a long way in this world. So yeah, okay. So there's your gold player, 74 overall. Tulola. Joni Tulola. We'll open up these 3 here, and then we'll get on with the loyalty packs, see what we can get out of those. Nice expectations are pretty low. 81 overall. Cam Talbot, there's our goalie. Yes, sir. He was... How good was he with the Rangers back in the day before leaving for Edmonton? When he backed up Henrik Lundqvist. Pretty sure Lundqvist was injured, but Cam Talbot was a rock for the Rangers. And that was 2015, 2016. He was really good. 3 gold players. Not a whole lot there. Cole Sherwood. I think that was Cole Sherwood. I think he tried out with the Sens this year. The soft spot. Phil Kurashev. Alex Edler. Yes, sir. I need that left side defense. That's good. Maybe John Hayden can take a couple draws for me. That would be nice. That would be nice. Alright, let's see. 5 players to help your team get started. So we'll see how good these players are. Let me be the judge of that. And you can be the judge of that too. I mean, feel free. Feel free. And even compare HUD teams. Ooh. 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 Those aren't good. Those aren't good. Alright. We got coins, but yee. And we'll move on. Another 74 gold. Nope, nope. I don't like it. I don't like it. Nope. Not too good. I'll try a last one. Sens jersey. Yes, sir. Oh, Bruins player, Brandon Carlo. Already got Charlie McAvoy power-up collectible. Yes, sir. Don't exactly know how that's going to play out this year, but getting one out of the way is definitely a plus. If there's anything else that I find, I'll skip to that part because those I still got a bunch here. So, okay, dokie. So now we are down to 5 packs. Those are the premium ones. You get to make a choice. Obviously, all 80 and up. So this is showtime right here. This is the one you've been waiting for. Connor McDavid, no. Got a backup goalie out of it. So we got the Minnesota tandem right now, Talbot and Kakinen. Yeah, I guess they're all choices. So we'll start with the 80 overall choices. Jake Bean. We need left side defense. Zach Sanford. You know what? Ooh, I got Keith there too, but oh, my left side, my left wing is kind of stacked right now. Ooh. This is skating. 85. I gotta go with my boy. My boy Zach Sanford. He'll be on the team to start anyway. Yes, sir. Got a good shot. I've seen a couple highlight clips that of him, and yeah, he's got a pretty good shot. Derek Brassard, former center. Oh, what is that? Adam Boquist? I think that's a no-brainer. He's only 81 though. Adam Boquist, Neil Pionk. Oh, I think you gotta go team of the week here. I think you gotta. 88 speed. That's gross. Oh yeah, just in terms of speed. Yes, sir. First team of the week. Verify the selection. And bam. There it is. Good stuff. Good stuff. So I like those packs. They're kind of nice. Make another choice here. Ooh, another left wing. Another Nang. If I take the words of if I take the words of Bacon Country, Nang. Only true ones will know. Damn, I like Ethan Bear, but Phil the Thrill, you know, 2-time Stanley Cup winner. You know what's up. We gotta go with Phil the Trill. He'll have some opportunities to prove himself on my team, I'll tell you that right now. And give me something to go, ooh, let's go 82, Justin Falk, 82, Ryan Ellis, and Connor Brown. My right side right now is stacked. Yeah. I'm not really much of a synergy guy, to be honest. I mean, I just pick whatever. I pick the player I want, really, to be honest. Guy with the better stats, and I'll go with Falk here. Yeah, maybe a little bit bigger body. He's been good in previous HUD games too, so that'll do it for this pack opening. We've got a decent crop. I'll update my team right now and show you what kind of progress we're making. Right now, 75 overall. That's our mark. I'm expecting maybe up to 82, 83. We'll see. So there's that final result. You have Jamie Benn still in that 1C position. Phil Kessel, 2-time Cup winner, like I said earlier, on that first line. And I really try to go for speed and then a little bit more size and grit at the bottom. So we'll see. Brian Gibbons, really speedy guy when I played with him a couple times. So hopefully he can provide some offense on that fourth line. Defense, my right side was absolutely stacked, so I couldn't really take off any right side defensemen like Shattenkirk and Moquist. Had to put him on the left side. So you got McAvoy, Dumba, and Falk there. So again, I like to mix and match them. Have one guy a little bit bigger, a little bit slower, and then the other guy a little bit more speedier. So hopefully that works out. And then the pair of Minnesota Wild goalie in net. That's how it'll go for today. And I hope you enjoyed the video. It's definitely a longer one. I mean, if you're used to the goal horn stuff, obviously this is brand new stuff on my channel anyway. So on that, I hope you enjoyed the video. Feel free to share, like, and subscribe. Would mean a ton. And yeah, I'll do another pack opening in the coming days when I get the X Factor packs and all that other stuff. So yeah, have a great day.